Hey, do you hear me? Okay. How's it going? Doing okay? She's sick and she's in denial, I think. I don't know what's going on. Just all the symptoms of COVID, 100%, but she doesn't want to. She's just stubborn. No, it's really sad. But see. I know she's at a assisted living place and they're kind of sensitive. They don't really want to have COVID there, I don't think. So I don't think they're really, pushing her to get tested. So I might have to just take it upon myself. Yeah, no doubt. Alright, what's going on here? It does, because when I set it up, it was not. Is that better? Alright, there we go. Yes, I can see it. Right. So this was kind of like that problem that we did before, that little table, if you remember. Yep. So depending on that inequality right there. So that first one, the 1.6, it says all numbers less than or equal to 25. So that would be like 25, 24.9, I think, 24.99, kind of like that. No, I think using just the 9s because it's closest to 25, I think, pretty sure. And then the other one on the bottom are numbers more than 25, so that would be like, what did we do, 25.1, 25.01, 25.001, kind of like that table that we did, if you remember. And then we're going to plug those numbers in to this right here. Yep, for X. So I don't know if you want to, let's see. Oops. So yeah, 1.6 times 25. Looks like 40. 24.9 times 1.6, I get 39.84. 24.99 times 1.6 is 39.984. I'm not sure if your calculator is giving you these same numbers. And then this is 39. So it looks like that limit's clearly 40. Yeah, here I'm trying to lost my screen. So that top limit I get is 40. And I can't, where did my screen go? You can't see what I'm doing? Okay. That's what I got. So all those numbers clearly show that 40, looks like 40 is the limit right there. And then if I plug in 25.1 times 1.25, that gives me, looks like 31.375. I'm not sure if you got that. 25.01 times 1.25 is 31.2625. The next one looks like 31.25. Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be 31. So one more 0, 25. Yeah, it looks like that one's going to bottom out at 31. And let's see, trying to get my screen. Sorry about that. Sure, could you for a second? Just because I'm recording this for you. Alright, there we go. That's perfect. So then this one has a limit of 40. This one I'm going to use 31 if you remember. So you set that as, I think it was 40 equals 31 plus k. So it looks like k's got to be 9. That's how we did that last one yesterday. But I'm not sure, maybe this one's a little different. Let's see. You can switch views now if you want. So we'll see. If it's not, we'll learn. Alright, yeah, is there an explanation to this one? Let's check that out. Yes, I can see that. Yeah, that's about all you can see right there. Alright. Does that make sense? You get to continue if you want. So we plug that in. Alright. That's kind of like what we did. And then hit continue. Alright, so let's see on this, back to the original problem there that we just did. Oh, there we go, because we were using, yeah, we weren't using 25 on this one. We were doing that other problem. Oh well. Yeah, we were doing it the right way. So I don't know if you, but they're on numbers. So if you want to jump to the quiz, I mean, I think we got the skills to knock this out. It should be pretty easy. There we go. So we're using 15. Yep. So 1.25 times 15 looks like 18.75. So all numbers less than 15 are probably going to limit out about 18 on that one. Or no, they're saying just plug in 15, right? So that gives me 18. And then when I plug in 15 to that bottom one, it gives me another 18. So let's see, 1.25 times 15 is 18.75. 1.25 times 14.9 is 18.625. So all those numbers are going to limit out to 18 on that first one. And then that bottom one has 18 also. So I guess K is going to be 0 for this one. I'm not sure. Because you have 18 equal to 18 plus K. At any point you could always switch over and I'd show you what I'm doing there. But that gives you K is 0 on that one. So pretty sure on that one, if you're using 15, it's going to be K is 0. I'm going to try that. .75. Does it show you how to do that? Let's see, 1.2 times 15. Yeah, I'm not sure how they get 0.75 on this one. Because we did that one exactly the same. So that's kind of weird. Will it let you retake that quiz, or how's that work? Okay, let's do that. Sure. I'm not seeing it yet. Okay. Oh no, I mean this one 40, so you're plugging in 40 into 1.35, so 1.35 times 40 is 54, and then when you plug in 40 times 1.1, that gives you 44. So this one works out nice and neat, where the other one didn't because it was so close numbers. So yeah, I'm kind of lost. You could hit continue on this one and see what it said. So yeah, that's what I got. I got the 44 plus K equals 54. Take away 44 gives you K equals 10. Yeah, you hit continue. So yeah, that's exactly. And then yeah, so then the quiz kind of threw you for a loop because it was super close. Alright, you want to try a quiz again? Maybe they'll give us a better set of numbers. Okay, so 1 points. Perfect. So, okay. So 1.75 times 30 gives you 52. it's just the numbers that they gave us. Like this one, when I plug in 30 into x into 1.75, it gives me about 52. And then when I plug in 30 into x into the bottom one, gives me 39. So if I set up this one the way the other one's set up as 52 equals 39 plus k and take away 39, it should give you k is 13 on this one. I mean, if it is, that's exactly what we did for the last one too, but let's see. But yeah, I would try 13 on that one. Because again, this is the number I got when I plugged in the first one and the second one. So this came from the whatever that was, I forget. So if 13 works, we're doing it the right way. If not, maybe it'll show us. Let's see, does it have an explanation? Or is this, that wasn't the quiz, was it? Yeah, check the help. But that's the same. Oh, there it is. That's the one. Okay, there we go. It's perfect. So that's what we did. Once you type in those numbers right there. Yeah. I would just use 52 on that one. Oh, 39 plus k. Okay. I see what happened. Because I was going to the limits, but it wants the exact decimal number. So I see. I stand corrected. So that would be more precise. That would be, instead of a whole number 13, I think that's like 12.5 or something. Check your subtraction. So 52.5, 13.5, there we go. Alright, now we're ready for the quiz. Promise. Yeah, they want just the exact number on that instead of so this one 1.5 times 35, I get 52.5. Is this the same one? And then 1.2 times 35 gives me 42. So if I take that away from 52.5, I get 10.5 on this one. That should be pretty easy. Yeah, but we know now. Especially if it's a one problem quiz. So 1.6 times 35, it's 56. 1.4. Yep, that's what I got. So that should be 13, right? No, I get 7. 56 minus 49. I get 7. That one. So yeah, 1.6 times 35 is 56 minus 49. Yeah, 7. What is your quote? Like, how much do you have to do every week? Yes. So it says MP 7 of 14 earned. Okay. Okay. Right, but the quiz won't activate until you get 14. Okay. Yeah, because it looks like the actual quiz won't activate until you earn your 14 points, which makes sense. All right, just the thing is, I recorded the first session and I'm recording this too. Just you gotta make sure, because on the quiz you're gonna have those same kind of problems for sure. So hopefully we remember. All right, what's next? Yep. Oh no, I'm only looking at that view of your courses still. So function of x plus h minus the function of x over h. Wow, look at this. Yeah, for sure. I mean, let's see what this is having you do. So that kind of makes sense. Does that scroll down a little bit? No. Oh yeah, it does. Wow, look at that. A little bit of factoring, or a little bit of foiling. Alright. Let's see what else. It wants you to distribute, simplify. Alright, just some algebra there. You can hit continue if you want. So yeah, they divided h out of there. Okay, that makes sense. And then they use that equation. 72, 66. I'm going to take a picture of that right there. Pretty straightforward, but a lot of math. Alright. So we want to try this practice one. So f of x equals 4x squared. And it wants f of x plus h. And then the table is alright, so if you want to switch views, I could show you the steps I'll be doing on this one here. There we go, that's perfect. Alright, so they're having you do this. Remember how they did that first? And then he foiled this piece right here. So when you do that x plus h times another x plus h, that gave him x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. Remember foiling? And then that whole mess goes right there to give you 4 times x squared plus 2xh minus 4x squared over h. And then he distributes this, or she, if it's a lady, I'm not sure. And that gave you 4x squared plus 8xh plus 4h squared. And then remember, these cancel away. Slash away that h right there, and then slashing away this h hacks this down to just plain old 4h. So after all that, you're left with 8x plus 4h. That's the little formula we're going to use up here. So your first value is going to be 8 times 5 plus 4 times 2, and then it's going to be 8 times 5 plus 4 times 1. Yep. 0.1. Like that. So I think this is what, 40 plus 8. This is 48. 40 plus 4, 44. 40, let's see, 0.1 times 4 is 0.4. This gives you 40.4. And then the next one is 40.04. So you see all that? Pretty straightforward, just a lot of math. And then, yeah, you had to come up with this, and then you had to plug those numbers in. So let's remember this one. So if you want to go back and maybe try those numbers and see. I think first it wants that little 8x plus 4h right there. And then it wants you to plug in the values. No, just those answers when we plugged in numbers. So the 48 and then 44. So it wants you to do another one. Alright, so you got negative 5x squared. And then 4, 2, 4, 1, 4.1, 4, 0.01. Alright, you ready? And if I was you, yeah, I don't know, at some point you should be writing these too, but there's that first one. So the first one gives me negative 5, and then I'm doing x plus h squared. And then I think it was, is it plus? So this is going to be minus 5x squared again, I believe. Can you go back to the original problem? Oh, it is minus, so that turns to plus. Alright. You could go back there. Thank you for catching that. So yeah, that makes that turn into a plus because you're subtracting a negative. Makes this plus over h. That's key because you're going to want these two terms to cancel. And then this gives me negative 5x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. When I did this factor perfect square here, and then plus 5x squared over h. This distributes and gives me this plus, negative. This one's trickier because you have negatives in there to watch out for. So this negative 5 times this 2 gives me negative 10xh minus 5h squared. So these will cancel. This h cancels. And that leaves me negative 10x minus 5h. That makes sense. So that's the formula I'm going to use up here. So yeah, now I gotta just plug those numbers in. This is going to be negative 10 times 4 minus 5 times 1. Negative 10 times 4 minus 5 times 0.1. Negative 10 times 4 minus 5 times 0.1. So, calculator time, negative 40 minus 10, is that negative 50? Negative 40 minus 5 is negative 45. Negative 40, 5 times 0.1. Yep, that's what I got. Good job. And that last one, negative 40.05 or something. There we go. Shouldn't be too bad. Negative 50. Oh no, the first equation. Oh yeah, negative 50 and then negative 45. And then that was negative 40.5. Alright, this one's a little different. We'll see if this one's harder. Alright, you want to switch over? This one a little more difficult, but I think I'm taking this piece, plugging that in here, so I'm looking at negative 4 times x plus h. This is still minus 4x plus 8. Whoops. I forgot my plus 8 right here. All over h. So I'm looking at negative 4x minus 4h plus 8 minus 4x plus another 8 over h. Ooh, this looks a little messy. So it ends up being negative 8x minus 4h plus 8 over h. And I think for that one, you can't simplify that anymore. You just got to use this massive yucky formula, I think. Because yeah, nothing really cancels. So wait, let me double check. Well, you know what? I'm going to redo that one. Because that's this. And it's subtracting this whole piece. That's why it didn't cancel. There we go. So that gives me negative 4x minus 4h plus 8 plus 4x minus 8 over h. That's better. So it has these cancel. These cancel. These h's cancel. And that just gives you negative 4. So I don't know, at that point you don't have any, yeah, we might want to check this one. I would just plug in negative 4 right there and see if that's right. which means they're all going to be -4, right? They're all -4s. I think. We'll see. No, because the formula that we were going to plug in those x and h numbers into, all the x's and h's canceled away and just gave me -4. So there's nothing for me to plug into. There you go. That's right. That's kind of weird. That's different. But good that we got that on tape so we can see. So this wants f of x is -x squared and then the values are 3, 2, 3, 1. Alright, ready? Let's make that big so I can show you. Alright, so plugging this into here gives me -x plus h squared, and I'm subtracting -x squared right there. So this one gives me, and I'm leaving that negative alone, this gives me x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. This becomes plus x squared. This negative is going to distribute and give me -x squared minus 2xh minus, which has these cancel, and gives me -2x minus just plain old h right there. So that's going to be your first little answer, and then when you do the other math, plugging in these x and h numbers, -2 times 3 minus just plain old 2, -2 times 3 minus 1, -2 times 3 minus 0.1, -2 times 3 minus 0.01. And then you're going to need your calculator to be able to do those, no problem. Yep. Yep, that's what I got. So a lot of algebra, but really not too bad. Typical, you're getting into calculus there. There you go. Nathan. All right, next one, 3x squared.
Yeah. Can you take the dog out?
4, 2. 2, 4, 1.
You're not even dressed yet? No. I'll just take them now. You can take them later.
Alright, you can switch over if you want. Our son motivating. My wife's talking to our teenage son. He's having problems motivating. Alright, so here we go. So 3x plus h squared. That gives me 3x squared plus 2xh. And that has me get 3x squared, yep, plus 6. That's important that you distribute right there. And then how we've been canceling these, and one of these. Yep, so 6h or 6x plus 3, and there's one of those h's left. And then again, those are the numbers you're plugging in. 6 times 4 plus 3 times 2, 6 times 4 plus 3 times 1, 6 times 4. Like that. That's what I got. 24 plus 6. 24 plus. There you go. Yep. There you go. Yeah, that's what I got. Well, they're leading you into the hard stuff. This is just the beginning. Well, yeah, you can see there's a lot of just regular algebra that you've been doing. The foiling, the factoring, the evaluating, plugging in. That's good. You don't want. Well, all this math you're able to do. Alright, so negative 3x plus 9. And I didn't get the values there. What were the values? So 3, 2, 3, 1. There we go. Alright. Yep. So that's the first piece, and then I'm subtracting. This is the important part, that you write it like this. Because you're subtracting this whole piece right here. So if you don't write it like this, you won't get the double negative and making this plus, and you won't get this to be negative. That's key. So this just gives me negative 3x minus 3h right here. Plus that 9. This distributes to give me plus 3x minus 9. These are opposites. Opposites. And then this is that one where you just get negative 3. And then that answer is what you type in all the way, because there's no formula for you even to plug in anything on that one. Those are pretty easy. You did? Sweet. Good job. Yeah, let's do one more. Yeah. You got it in you. And then look, I recorded yesterday's, I gotta send you that link, and then this is a recording right here, so I'll send you this link if you ever need to look back. Okay, sounds good. Alright, so this one, I don't know if it's just having you read the numbers off a graph. Definitely want to see what it tells us to do. Yes, that'll probably save us time. Alright, so it had you find that point. Alright. So just, again, basic, yeah. %. Okay, so just basic slope using 2 points. That makes sense. Alright, so it's just basic slope turned into a %. So hold on one second, let me check one of those answers. So 22, let's try this one. 22 minus 16 is 6, so 6. By alright, so that's pretty easy. Yeah, slope, and then just made into a %. They're not even changing the answer, just putting the % symbol on it. Alright. Alright, so the first question wants average rate of change from 1994 to 2000. So you got to go right to the 94 box, which is like, looks like one box, and then go up and see what that point is. So to me that looks like 94, you're going over to 94 for X. And then when you go up and hit that curvy line and look to the left, I get 5. Do you see that? So the first one, the starting point is 94, 5, right there where you're pointing. So that's going to be my first kind of coordinate I'm going to use. And then the second coordinate, go over to the 2000. And then go up. What's that number? That looks like 16. Yep. So that is, we'll use 2016 right there. So the two coordinates, 1994 comma 5, and then 2000 comma 16. I'm going to use those numbers to find my slope. I don't know if you want to switch over and have me show you, or... Alright, so those are where I got those numbers from your coordinates. So I'm going to do... I always like to subtract the y's right to left. And then to stay consistent, I'm going to subtract these the same direction. And that gives me, what, 16 minus 5 is 11. That's 6. So 11 over 6 gives you 1.83. Looks like that's repeating decimal percent. If that one's right, if we did that right.
Oh, are you coming? Or can you just take them? Or do
So rounded to 2 decimal places.
Sure.
It's like what, 1.83? Uh-oh. That's incorrect. I don't know why that would be incorrect. Oh wait, 6. Oh, you're right. Yeah, so I mistakenly thought one box over was 94, but you're right. Yeah, because it looks like that's 95, 96, 97, 98. All right, so that makes sense. So yeah, that's 0, 0. So 0, 0, or 1994, 0. And then the other one's 2016. There we go. So that would be 16 over 6 instead. Let's try that. So 16 divided by 6 is 2.6666 repeating percent. So maybe 2.67. There we go. Just gotta get the right coordinates. So 2000 was again what, 2016. $2006. It's like 24. So that will give you a rate of change of 24 minus 16 over 2006 minus 2000. So 24 minus 16 is 8. 8 over 6? Is that what you got? And then 8 divided by 6 gives me, looks like 1.33%. Yep, so 1994, 0 to 2006. So 2006, 24. So that looks like 24 divided by 12, I think. Yeah. I think that's 2. All right, another one. So, average rates of change. So I say right here, if we get one of these right, I think we skip ahead to your quiz. Because unless, I mean, I don't know, maybe some of these later ones are different. I'm not, oh, maybe we should see. I don't know. But this looks like 1992 to 1995. So 1992 is 8.6. There we go. Yep, so I'm going to subtract the 7.7 minus 8.6, and I'm going to divide that by 1995 minus 1992. It's going to be a negative because it's going down. You see how it's going down there? So 7.7 minus 8.6, I get negative 0.9. And then 1995 minus 3. So negative 0.3%, is that what you got? So hopefully. Yep. No, I'm not getting negative for that one because it's going up. So I'm getting positive 1.8. Yeah, because if you're subtracting the same pattern we've been doing, you subtracted the 9.5 minus 7.7, you should have got a positive number there. And then, yep. And then you could clearly see that's a positive number. The slope is rising up from left to right. It should be a positive percent for sure. So it looks like, what, 0.36%? Is that what you got? Alright. Let's try that. And I got 0.36. Careful. Yeah. There you go. So looks like going up. So 8.7 minus 8.6, 0.1. Yep. And then the change from 98 to 92 is 6 years, so 6. So I'm getting a real small number, 0.01666 repeating. So 0.02 rounded, I guess. I think. Oh, 3. So that would be, yeah, that's coming. So 0.017. Yeah. The other ones didn't even have to round, so they were okay. This one's different. So P of 3, P of 13, subtract the two values. So these are just plugging in numbers. Plugging in 3 into that equation, plugging in 13 in for x, seeing what you get, subtracting those two values, and then dividing. So let's see, 0.0. Wants you to find P of 3. So this one, you're just plugging in values, so I don't see why it would be really hard. Interpret this result. Alright, you want to switch over? Let's show you. So I don't know if you got a calculator, you could type, my calculator lets me type this in exactly. That's what's nice about mine. So I could type in okay. Hasn't come in yet. Because I like this one, I could type in everything exact. So that's 0.03 times 3 squared plus 0.59 times 3 plus 5.32. I'm going to just do all that together, one big mess. Looks like 7.36. Alright, then I'm going to do the 13 one. So I got 0.03 times 13 in parentheses squared plus 0.59 in parentheses 13 plus 5.32. Looks like 18.06. And then of course if I take 18.06 minus 7.36, it'll give me that third answer right there. And then the last one is taking those answers. This is 10.7 divided by 10 right here. So that gives me so then it says interpret that answer, and I don't know, we'll have to take a look and see what that means if you want to type those numbers in. So P3 was what, 7.36? P of 13 was 18.06. I think that was 18. Yeah, 18.06. was 10.7. Which is the following is the appropriate interpretation of this result? So this equation gives you the average price of a ticket where X is the number of years after 1991. So it looks like the jump from, I don't know, what are those choices again? So I guess from 1994 to 2004, average price of a ticket. Gosh, I don't know. What's it say? Does it explain that right there? Doesn't have question help right there. Because you're finding the average rate of change. It's almost like if we had a graph and the first point was 1994, and then that cost was what, $7.36, and then the next point 13 years later is what, 2004. That was 18.06. So pretty much that's the slope between those 2 points. So that means that's the average price between the years 1994 and 2004. So maybe, no, I would say A from 19, the average price increased by that slope. Yeah, so I'd say A on that one. Find the average change of MST from 0 to 8, 8 to 16. So again, these are just more rates of change problems. So 0 to 8. So 0 looks like 0, 0. And then the point 8 is 8, 16. Wait a minute. Can that graph? Can you zoom in that graph a little bit there? All right. Yeah, that would be 0, 0. So that's got a rate change of over 8 up 16. 16 divided by 8, so 2. 2 words per minute. Yep. So that you could take 26 minus 16, and that will give you a 10. 16 minus 8 will give you 8.
No, probably not.
So
10 divided by 8, 1.25.
she's gonna run to the tunnel and back there. 2 miles. Do you want me to just stop and get cab for you?
See, oh, you did so. I didn't eat my lunch.
Yep. So 32 minus 26 is 6.
Sunscreen on.
24 minus 16 is 8. So 6 over 8. 0.75. So that's a slope of 0 because see how 32 minus 32 is 0? And see how the line is flat right there? That has a 0 rate of change, 0. 0 words per minute right there. That makes sense. Yep. Which is 0. Yep.
Okay, do you want to go with me then?
Sure. It's less than 10 minutes?
More
It's more than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after that, the graph becomes horizontal, which has a slope of 0, right? So when it's flat horizontal, no change. If it's straight up vertical, that's undefined. All right, let's see what we got. So again, those are just, you're going to plug in 2 into that equation, 6t squared, and then you're going to plug in 8, and then, yep. So that equation, d of t equals 6t squared, they give you t1 equals 2, t2 equals 8. If you want to switch over, I could show you how to do that one there. So for this one, I'm going to plug in d of 2, plug in 2 here, and that gives me 6 times 4, which is 24 when I plug in 2 into that equation. But you got to know that when you plug that 2 in, that's kind of like your x number. The number you plug in to do the math, that's the x number. Yep, and the number after you got that answer is, so we're going to use this like we did for those other slope ones. That's going to be your first point. And then your second one comes from you plugging in 8. So that gives you 6 times 64, which is 384. So that point is 8, comma 384. So again, if we, like all those other ones, I'm going to do these subtracted divided by those subtracted. So 384 minus 24 is 360. 8 minus 2 is 6. That gives me 60 right there. For that one. Yep. Alright, let's knock out this quiz. Call it a day. All right, 92 to 95. $19.95. So again, just pretty much those subtracting ones that we've been doing. For that first one, yeah, because it's going down. 7.3 minus 8.5. So you got negative 0.4 right there for that first one. Or what'd you get? There we go. From 95. Yep. Yes. Yep, that's what I got. Yep. Is that what you got? That's what I got. Divided by 3. Wait, hold on a second. On that one, you got 1992, 8.5. 1998 is 8.8, right? So 8.8 minus 8.5 is 0.3. Alright, that's what I got too. Good job. Alright, these are the ones we gotta plug in into that equation. So 0.3, you can just leave it on the screen if you want. 0.303, and if I plug in that 4 right there, plus 0.45 times that 4. For that one, I get 9.12. Let me double check that. Pretty sure that's 9.12. I'm not sure if you're using your calculator, but that gave me 4. And then when I plug in 14 into that mess, I get 19.02. So that first answer for A, that's what, 9.12 if you want to type that in. And then 19.02. And if you subtract those, I get what, 9.9? Is that what you got? And then if you divide 9.9 divided by 14 minus 4, which is 10, looks like 0.99%. 0.99. By 10. And then that was from 1995, where the price was 9.12, to 2005, where it went up to 19.02. So that was that B answer, right? This result. Wait, hold on. The amount. Yeah, that was that B one. That's the average. Okay, so when you plug in 2 into that equation, 18 times 2 squared, which is 4, is 72. So that first point is 2 for x, 72 for y, and that second point is 8 for x, and then 64. That's 1,152. I'm not sure if you got those numbers. I plugged in 8 into t squared, and then you got to do that part first because the order of operations says do the exponent first. So 8 times 8 gave me 64, and then that times 18 gave me the 1,152. So my two coordinates 2, 72 and 8, 1152. If we've been subtracting like we've been doing, it looks like I get 180 right there.
Dad, I have to make a smoothie really quick. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah, 180. It's gonna get loud here for a second. Sorry, my daughter's making a smoothie.
Why is it?
You good? Alright, you hear me? I muted that so you didn't have to. My daughter is making a smoothie. Alright. So again, those are just rates of change, right? Yep. So 8 divided by 8 should be one word per minute right there. The next one, 8 to 16, looks like 20 minus 8, right? So they're having you practice that, finding slope with 2 points. 20 minus 8, 12. Yep. Yep. Ciao. And then from 16 to 24. Yep. Yep. There you go. So that's flat, right? Remember that rate of changes. And the other one's flat too. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, one more question. So not undefined, but zero slope, right? So flat line horizontal, zero slope. Perfect. Easy peasy. So 1994. Might want to zoom in on that graph for sure. Looks like that's zero, right? It does, but I don't think they would be that tricky on you. Looks like it's starting right at zero. I mean, you could zoom in and double check if you want, but pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, so it looks like 94 for X gives you 0 for Y. So 1994, comma 0. And then 2000, what's the 2000 point? Looks like 16. So 2000 for X, comma 16 technically for Y. You looking at this graph? Not for the 94 one, because 94 is the origin, and then the next box is 95, and then 96, right? So yeah, I'm thinking 0. If it was like halfway through 1990, whatever, I'm pretty sure that's good. So that gives you 16 divided by divided by 6. So 2.66. What's that have you round 2 decimal places? So 2.67. Yep. Yeah, it looks like 24. Yep, that's what I got. Yep. Yep. I get 2%. Yep. Good job, lady. That's enough for the day. We did a lot. Brains mush. You got it? For sure, I'll put the dates on those. Yeah, I'm sure you'd be able to knock those out for sure. If random question or two, you could send me a text or something. All right. Good luck. Talk to you later. I call grandma. She called me doing that.
She did?
Yeah.